Hey guys, what's up? So, next poem I'll be reading is 1076, and this is called The Fabricator. I love suspense and horror, the feeling you get when your hair stands up, the chills and the goosebumps, the adrenaline is better than any high. This was more of a story about a guy leaving a funeral of his parents and picks up a hitchhiker on the way. At first, the drive is a little odd since no one's talking, but then they start to get along with the small talk, and out of nowhere, he turns on the radio and the announcer says there's a dangerous killer on the loose. The Fabricator. I put the photograph near where the check engine is, covering the fact that it was on, and yawned while saying, "This shitty van's gotta make it." After rubbing my eyes, I noticed someone walking in the middle of the road. I quickly swerved and stopped the vehicle. Shit! He picked up the pace, approached my window. I pulled it down. I looked at him, and still I couldn't really make out a face, since it was such a dark night. I just saw the physical shape of a tall man. It really didn't help that he was covering his face with a hat, holding a bag. I felt bad for almost hitting him. "Where are you going?" He told me Texas. "Me too. Come on in. I'll give you a ride." He went on the other side while holding the bag. "Hold on, let me put that in the back for you, so it'll be safe." He resisted and I said, "It'll be fine." He handed me the bag, which was heavy. As I shut his side door, I walked slowly to the trunk, curious. While doing that, I unzipped the bag just a little, because I noticed a bill popping out. His bag was filled with money, wrapped in rubber bands. I didn't count it and didn't want to make it obvious, but it must have been a few thousand. I shut the trunk and got in the car, smiled at him. "You all right?" He nodded his head and looked straight ahead. He didn't say much until a few miles in the drive. He finally opened up his mouth. "So, do you always pitch up hitchhikers?" I laughed. He had a sense of humor. Normally not. You will actually be the first." He laughed. "It's kind of dangerous, you never know," raising his eyebrows. I rolled my eyes. "Things like that only happens in movies." He looked back at the road and said, "So what's in Texas for you, family?" "Yeah." "Is that a picture of them?" He didn't even turn his head. He was very observant. "Yeah, my wife and daughter." He nodded his head. "That's nice." He really didn't have much expression either. It was as if he was robotic. "My parents passed away, so I just came back from their funeral, but they left me real estate in Florida. Might sell it and get a home for the family. Father had a business in Mexico and worked hard all his life." "Hmm," he said, while finally looking at me. "I didn't hear an accent. I thought you were American." I looked at him strange. "Sorry, I didn't mean to offend. That came out wrong. Sometimes my mouth gets ahead of myself." I laughed. "It's cool. I was born here anyway." We kept talking and talking. He seemed like a pretty decent guy. After a while, he put the radio on, and there was an announcer in a serious tone talking about a notorious killer on the loose. "Wow, that's crazy." The announcer went on to describing the possibility of what this murder would look like. Far from the prescription of the man in the vehicle with me, he did inform anyone who was listening that this man was extremely smart and extremely dangerous. Yet you never know who you're picking up. I looked back at him, and then we both started to laugh. I noticed my light just showed up on the car. "Damn, I need to get some gas." He looked at the arrow. "Yeah, man, you're practically on E. Do you need cash?" I smiled. "Nah, it's cool. However, I do need a gas station, but I think there's one coming up soon." And I was right, but it seemed abandoned. "I'll be right back." I opened the door as a man put his head back and shut his eyes, trying to get a moment to relax. Robbing banks are pretty stressful. His side of the door opened, and the minute his eyes opened, I knocked him out. I grabbed his bag and my bag from the back of the van, where there were different pieces of body parts. I took a few walks away from the car and pressed a button on a device attached to the keys as the car exploded. I walked into the bathroom and set the bag on the dirty counter and pulled out hair dye, a Ziploc bag of license, and a French dictionary, practicing my accent while looking in the mirror with a devious smile.